Toastmaster, fellow Toastmasters and guests. Did you all have a good Thanksgiving? Did you overeat? Did you have fun time with family and friends, play some games, maybe watch some games, fall asleep, take a nap in the afternoon? Man, that sounds fantastic. That's what I hoped for on Thanksgiving, but my day went slightly different. I spent most of the day on the floor incapacitated by a lower back injury. This was sudden, unexpected, but wholly preventable. Now, I had some time on my hands in the 7 hours that I was on the floor. So I took some time to do some research. And really, what I found is it just gets back to basics that I ignored, basics that I will share with all of you because it's critical to your back health. First thing I learned is that back injuries can occur from the most basic of things. You don't have to be doing anything special at all. In my case, it was the most innocent of activities. I was lifting my son out of the crib and going to set him down on the floor for changing. And that was enough to render me down on the floor, incapacitated, done for the day. And in talking with coworkers, friends, and family, I heard similar experiences. I was sitting at my desk. I jumped up and landed in a volleyball game. I turned over to pick something up off the floor. So this is what I found is that it's extremely common and excruciating in terms of the number of things that can go wrong. 80 to 90% of people will suffer an excruciating back injury during their lifetime. And what that means is in this room, I'm sure that there's more than a couple of you who've already gone through that pain. I learned that firsthand. Also, it is the 5th most common reason that people will go to see physicians. It costs the economy somewhere between $12 to $90 billion annually. And for people under the age of 45, it's one of the most common activity-limiting issues that they run across. Now, there's a number of easy lifestyle things that you can do to prevent this. Well, I shouldn't say prevent. It's impossible to prevent, but you can lower your risk of possibly having a back injury or back problems. And these are all very, very common sense things. You want to be within 10 pounds of your ideal weight. I feel like I'm there. You want to avoid smoking. Smoking actually causes blood flow issues that affects the tissue of your spine. You want to exercise regularly. I kind of felt like I was doing that. I actually had gone on a 5.5 mile run that day. But I think what my problem was I'm a little too sporadic about it. So sporadic exercise is bad. And you want to avoid sleeping on your stomach or your back. In talking to a nurse, the actual recommended sleeping position is the fetal position, which is great. So it's on your side, your legs are up, you have a pillow between your knees ideally, it keeps your spine in a good position. And by sleeping on your back, you actually add about 55 pounds of pressure. So I tend to sleep on my back. I would not have thought to change that. Now, there's also just very common sense body mechanics that I just ignored. And that everyone's going to say, well, of course. Good posture, you want your shoulders nice and relaxed and back over your hips, head up. You want to, when you're sitting, make your knees slightly up and above your hips. Again, good posture, good ergonomic workstation. When you lift, you want to lift with your legs, not your back. So I think I probably just cranked over the crib, held my son, and lifted with my lower back. And that was, again, a common sense type thing. And then keeping heavy objects close to your center of gravity rather than out where there's torque. So again, all fairly common sense things that we can do to prevent or minimize the risk of back pain. Now, there are let's say despite these lifestyle changes and despite following good body mechanics, you still have an issue similar to what I incurred. What do you do? My first inclination was to drop to the floor and just not move and just stay motionless, because anytime I stressed any part of my body, my back tensed up and I had excruciating pain. So I just sort of just laid there motionless, and that felt good. And I thought, I can do this for probably 3-4 days. I had a 3-4 day weekend. And I didn't really want to go to the doctor, so I thought, I'm just going to lay here, I'm good. Now, I quickly found out that there would be some issues with that, mostly around the logistics of bathroom, And I was unable to recruit my wife to assist me in that, so I knew that I was going to have to solve this problem. So the next thing I did was I thought, okay, I can power through this. I can basically withstand the pain and figure out a way to get up. My brother, who's had to deal with this on a recurring basis, he is He-Man evidently, because he just finds a way to work through the pain and get to urgent care. So I tried. I honestly tried. I could not get upright, let alone stand up. So after, again, 7 hours of attempting to stand up, I finally called it quits and gave up, called 911, had an ambulance come and get me. I had the concierge morphine ride to the ER, and it was awesome. Well worth the $100 copay. I really wish that I had done it in the first 15 minutes. So I hope to kind of explain this to all of you. And again, it's very, very basic. The core things are just good posture, good sleeping position, good exercise, and good healthy living to avoid these common back injuries. And again, at 80 to 90% of us, this is applicable to everyone. So if you heed this advice, hopefully your next Thanksgiving meal will not be had on the floor like a dog. Thank you.